Ladies and gentlemen, thank you once
Yo,
again for
yo, yo,
tuning
yo,
in to
what's
another
up, what's
episode
up,
of
what's
Generation
up?
Wrestling Podcast. As always, is yours truly, the 28-year-old piece of gold, the franchise, aka the showstopper, better known as the GOW's resident tribal chief. And with me, as always, is my tag team partner, my brother, my family, and the host of all things AEW. He is the flyest in the room, Mr. 1, 2, 3. Pin that ass down, K Breezy, aka King 2 Code in the building, bro. What's good?
Man, a little bit of a pick me up, man, for Rampage, man. Not bad. Nice little setup for next week, man. Nice couple of matches uh we had going down here. As we got Adam Cole, baby, and Bobby Fish making their way to the ring, getting ready to go to battle with Jurassic Express in a tag team main event. Um Man, let's go ahead and kick this thing off, man. We had Darby Allin versus Billy Gunn. Billy Gunn, man, still old, jacked up. He can still do a few things. Him and Sting had a little face off, but in the end, it was Darby Allin got the victory. Kind of a little bit of a botch on the flip that Darby Allin was trying to do in the corner.
Right.
Sunset flip he does. But other than that, man, it was an okay little start. It was a hot start. The crowd was hot for it. Sting, of course, man, got the whooping ass. Uh, Franchise, what you think, man?
Yeah, man, I thought it was a cool match. I said, what's funny? I predicted this match card in the exact order that it went, and yeah, it was cool, man. Like you said, it was a great way to start off the night. Once again, I could have done with somebody other than Billy Gunn, but hey, man, we got what we got. Still better than SmackDown tonight.
Yeah. And then next up, man, we got an Inner Circle promo, man, talking about the beat down they put on top team. And they're stronger than ever. They're back. They're ready for whatever moving forward. Sammy's the TNT champion, proud and powerful. They're going for the tag team championships. Hager's doing his MMA thing, and Jericho's being Jericho. So Inner Circle, baby. Then of course, Man of the Year. They say they're not done yet. They want a piece. They want some more of that action. So obviously, we're gonna get some more from that. But next up, man, we got Jade Cargil going up
Yeah,
against Red Velvet in a match that, to me, it went too long, but it was a good match. It was cool. It was a good match. And a few spots, but it that but it was a good match. But I felt it went too long. Obviously, Jay got the victory. I felt she kind of oversold a little too much for Red Velvet, uh,
yeah,
certain spots. But other than that, she won as we expected her to win. Her and Nyla Rose are in the semifinals. Uh, they're both waiting for the winners of their respective brackets. Franchise, my guy, your thoughts, man.
yeah. We talked before we went on the air, and you said that you felt like the match went a little too long. And to a degree, I agree. Jade did oversell. I feel a little bit. There was one part of the match, if I remember correctly. I think Red Velvet was about to dive outside the ring and got caught up in the ropes, and then Red Velvet, I mean not Red Velvet, Jade kind of reversed it or whatever. But the way Red Velvet dove into the ropes, you could tell like she dove into the rope and purposely didn't try to go outside of the ring. It was a little too obvious. It wasn't like she naturally got caught up by her feet or anything. Like she literally went head first, boing into the second rope. But but other than that, man, it was cool. It was cool. They tried to give her some time. They tried to make Red Velvet look like she had a chance. And like you said, man, beforehand, Red Velvet, I like her. She's cool, but it just to me, this is a foregone conclusion of who's gonna win anyway.
Yeah, she just it just wasn't all the way believable enough for me, but it was what it was. But next up, man, we got Thunder Rosa doing a promo. Of course, she's going up against Jamie Hayter next week, in that quarterfinal, to see who will face Jay Cargill next week, in the Thanksgiving Eve edition of AEW Dynamite that we're gonna get.
Yeah.
Then along with that, man, we're gonna get QT Marshall, who came out talking a little bit of trash. He challenged CM Punk, who's gonna be in Chicago. Uh, so it's gonna be QT Marshall versus CM Punk. Of course, CM Punk. Hey, he says bring all your academy goons and watch, and they can sit and watch me school you. That was kind of corny. Sorry. Then of course we got Brian Danielson who's going up against Coca Cabana. As we said earlier, he said there's a member of the Dark Order that's from almost every city. There was somebody that's from Chicago and he wanted to face them, so it's going to be Coca Cabana. So apparently he's going to go on a little mini Dark Order World Tour, or at least United States tour of whooping ass. But it is. I kind of want to see where this is going to go. So I want to see. I'm good. I'm anxious for that. Then of course they advertised Garcia versus Kingston for next week's Rampage, and then of course like I said, we got the Jurassic Express and the Super Click, or should I say just the Adam Cole and the Bobby Fish promo in the back, and then of course now which led to the main event in which we're watching now. Franchise, man. With all of that being said, for next week, man. Oh, and I can't forget to mention the 8-man tag match that we're gonna get also. Uh, man, we got a lot of action, man. I told you, I can see this week kind of being a slow week for AEW.
Yeah.
You had a great pay-per-view. I can see you picking things up. Next week being Thanksgiving. The day before Thanksgiving, you want to put on a nice little show. They got a nice little card. I mean, you got CM Punk wrestling. You got Brian Danielson wrestling. You got an 8-man tag with the Lucha Bros, Pac, Cody, Malachi Black, Andrade, FTR. I mean, dude, you got Thunder Rosa going up against Jamie Hayter. I mean,
Yeah.
you got a lot going on next week.
Got a whole
It's
lot going
picture
on.
in picture right now. You got a lot going on next week, man. Right before Thanksgiving, and then we got a Black Friday Rampage coming up. Yo, man, what? How excited are you, man?
But how excited am
Looking
I?
forward to.
Man, bro, look, I'm gonna tell you how excited I am after being so depressed all day today. I'm gonna tell you how excited I am. I'm excited like a person that gets to go to work on the holidays and I have to do shit and come home and eat. That's how excited I am. You feel me? I ain't gotta cook, I ain't gotta clean the dish, I ain't gotta lift a hand. I'm gonna sit my fat ass down on the couch and watch some NFL football on Thursday and let everybody else slave in the kitchen. That's how excited I am. Respectfully. Now, as far as wrestling goes, because I believe that's what we are talking about, sir. Wrestling. I mean, yo, look, hey, next week, man, it's about to be jam packed. To me, I feel like AEW Dynamite, they kind of over delivered with their post post Full Gear episode. I thought that would have been a sleeper. It wasn't. It was actually a really, really, really good show. So now Rampage is kind of being that show I expected Dynamite to have been. Like you said, man, then next week is jam packed with everything. Like you said, Danielson, you got
CM
who
Punk.
was it? You said CM Punk, and just them two right there. And then not to mention all the other shit that hasn't even been dropped or announced yet. So yeah, dude. Hey, I'm super excited. And man, it's the day before the pay-per-view. I mean, not the day before the pay-per-view, it's the day before the holiday, right? And then it's the day after the holiday. So man, Tony Khan got to ace up his sleeve. So I'm ready, dude. I'm ready to go next week. I don't know, man. You and I, we you know how this goes, man. No matter how we feeling about WWE or anything in that matter, when it comes to AEW, even for a mediocre by AEW standards type of show, we're for the most part upbeat because we understand what it is. There's always a reason to when AEW has an off night. It ain't like Tony Khan just fucking threw shit at the wall and just kept throwing shit at the wall. Like, all right, he tried something new this week. It didn't quite work, but you could bet your ass he ain't gonna try that shit again next week. And that's what I respect about AEW. It's always something new. If a match comes out or a group or a person comes out and it don't work, guess what? Tony Khan gonna change that shit. Or he gonna take you off TV, or he's just not gonna do it. So I always give AEW the benefit of the doubt. But how you feeling, man? Enough about me, man. How do you feel? I mean, since these are the nights you host, these are your special nights, man. How do you feel about AEW next week?
I mean, that's not a bad show. I mean, like I say, man, the whole Daniel Bryan storyline, with Adam Page and going through the Dark Order, like I say, that's going to be a bit interesting. Right now, they gave us a little bit of a tease with CM Punk and MJF, And they're this is a good way to milk it through. He can have a match with someone else, and then of course MJF will come out and either say something or he'll do something to kind of show to CM Punk like he's not phased by CM Punk, and they'll smile at each other and he'll walk off or whatever, and you'll slowly build the story for that. And I'm like, there's interesting things that they're getting ready to set up and moving forward. We've had the elite be dominant in AEW for the almost damn near the whole year.
Right.
Bucks and Kenny Omega were the champions and damn near won almost all the time. So now we're getting all of those other guys that we wanted to see be champions and step up. And now it's time to see what this new crop is going to do. So and with the addition of people that they have, there's some interesting matchups and some interesting things that can happen, that can go down, man. And man, we're gonna get some really exciting matchups, man. I for real, man. And this is what I look, man. AEW. This is why they're the alternative. They are truly the alternative, man. You just knowing just the fact of two people with potential or with some star power, and you want to see this young guy go up against this young guy, or this veteran go up against this young guy, or this veteran that you've never thought would go up against this veteran. Like whatever it is you want to see, the AEW's got it, man. They got a little bit of everything you want to see, and you got guys that are passionate about what they do. And yeah, don't get me wrong, not all of it is perfect, but what in wrestling is perfect? I mean, we just watched SmackDown. You're not going to tell me that was perfect. You can't tell me that's perfect. And if you're acceptable to that, I can't understand why you can't give AEW a chance. But again,
Absolutely.
I understand, the Kool-Aid, the Kool-Aid has the people's minds, warped, but AEW is an alternative, man. And it's just, hey, look, WWE's got some ridiculous things, and AEW's got theirs, but they just use theirs a little differently than WWE, just a little different. Wrestling is still a different copy of itself. Every company uses something different that a company uses. They always use something, but they just change it up a little bit. That's
Right.
common, man. But it's an alternative, man.
So we got Velez. He says, I don't know what the hell is going on, but Fred Claus is playing on TNT instead of
You
Rampage.
might be on the wrong TNT, man. You might be on
Are
your
you on TNT West?
or
You might
West.
be. Are you?
If you got multiple TNTs, you might be on the wrong one. You got to go to TNT East. You got to
Yeah,
go.
because I know Fred Claus is playing on TNT East before it came on over here. So you might be on the wrong TNT. But let us know, man, if you get that figured out. Anyway, Velez, what's up? Nice to see you. I don't think we've seen you on the show before, bro. How you doing?
Right. Welcome. But yeah, man. Like I said, not a bad tag team match right now, man. Especially after the battle these guys had at the pay-per-view, to see that they got something left to put on something else. But definitely ready the one-on-one between Cole and Jungle Boy again.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
I'm not done seeing these two go one-on-one.
I'm not either, man. I'm not either. I got a feeling that this could be borderline Pac and Andrade-esque type, beef here in AEW. I feel like these two can go at it for a while, man. You never get tired. Bobby Fish, man. Let's talk about it. Bobby Fish, we've said this before. It seems like, he's got a second life here in AEW, considering how he went out in his NXT run. Bobby Fish looking good. Bobby Fish going up top, diving outside on Luchasaurus. But man, dude, Velez says you're right, good looking out. Yeah, man, he was on the wrong TNT. See, that's what we do here at the GOW. We look out for the people. We got you.
Yeah. If you got multiple TNTs, you gotta watch that one.
But I want to talk to you really quick, man. While we got a little bit of time to kill until this, this match ends, I'm gonna talk to you because a lot of people are complaining about AEW despite all the praise. But well, you know what? Let's backtrack. So there's been a lot of interviews with WWE talent and personalities name dropping AEW. More recently, Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman, I believe, was interviewed by Ariel Helwani, and he asked, Paul Heyman his honest thoughts on AEW. And Paul Heyman, being Paul Heyman, he gave a very directly indirect response, but he gave AEW and Tony Khan his flowers. He said AEW is a viable, alternative. AEW is a great thing for the business. AEW and their fans are red hot right now. This is being acknowledged by Paul Heyman. Becky Lynch, she's admitted she watches AEW. And you'll be a fool not to, because at the end of the day, competition is best for business. She said herself, Vince McMahon is best when he's facing competition. Now, neither side will call AEW competition. They'll say that it's the alternative, but let's be honest, it's competition. It's not competition in the form of I'm going to take you out and put you out of your misery and not out of business type competition, but it's competition in the fact that you're competing for that. You're competing for viewership. You're competing to be recognized as the best. And even though WWE is a conglomerate, right now, if I had to say who the best wrestling company was or is right now in this very moment, I'm going AEW. Now, with that being said, man, because WWE has been very funny about acknowledging outside companies, even with Impact, who was a very, very, very distant second, even when they were close back in the day to a degree, they really didn't get the acknowledgement that AEW is getting. What does that say to you as a fan of the product? How even Vince and WWE can't keep AEW's name out of their mouth?
Because AEW is focusing on the one thing that people wish that WWE would focus more on, and that's the wrestling. Period. That's all it is. The fact that we're getting like we don't have all like we just had a slew of promos, but they were all stuff that had a purpose. It's
Yeah,
like everything wasn't just some random two dudes standing there telling bad jokes and just laughing ridiculously for no reason at all that led to nothing whatsoever. While two people are also coming out for a match, like the structure and the way that things are done, like it's fight night. Like when this show comes on, it's not the show of oh let me talk your ear off. It's the show of hey I respect you, but I want to kick your head off. Hey,
right.
it's fight night. Like every Wednesday and Friday night, yo, it's time to battle. It's time to prove who's the best in this business at what they do, and being the best professional wrestler. And like that's why Daniel Bryan is in AEW. That's why he's doing what he's doing because it's
Right.
about professional wrestling. And WWE is more about the entertainment performance. It's not like it's about wrestling, but it's really more about the character and the story. But the problem is there's no character development and the stories suck. So there's always an issue, but
Right.
it's not competition, it's an alternative. And honestly, I think that's really the best way to say it because AEW is not competition, man. They're not killing Raw or SmackDown in the ratings. Like they're just barely competing in the ratings, but they got a strong enough fan base to be vibrant, to be in this thing. And that's the main focus for right now. In about another 5 years, we'll see where that growth has taken them. We'll see if AEW has branched out of the domestic of the United
Right.
States and have branched over. I mean, even though they do have they do have some viewership in the UK, but a lot of
Yeah.
people haven't gotten to them just yet. Some people are still slowly, gradually working their way to AEW, and it's going to take time. It's going to take time. Everybody keeps looking at right now, right now, right now. Stop looking at right now. It's not it no. If you keep thinking they're supposed to be eliminating WWE right now, that's why you have this false thinking that they're not going to make it because
Right.
no, they're not competing. They're not going to take WWE out right now. Right now, there's somewhere where a person who really loves being a professional wrestler and being a part of what this business is and really love doing it, man, this is hey, come here. And you get to be yourself. And that's the more
Right. Right.
freeing thing. You're yourself. You're not something some old man, and I'll say it again, some old man tells you this is what you gotta be. which we see that doesn't really work for those that he claims that he really likes. So, no, man, it's an alternative. It's something different. You get to be who you are, and if it don't work, look, it don't work. Go away for a minute, come back. We'll try it again. If it works, hey, we'll put you out there. I'm, all right, cool. Because with the direction of what WWE is going in, I need an alternative. I need an alternative of something else to watch, man. That keeps me in that man, this was pretty good. Like, no, it wasn't like Rampage was not the greatest show. No, it was not the greatest show. It was an okay show. Good. It was a good opening. The middle was kind of draggy. The ending was pretty good. It was a good main event match. Jurassic Express won, picked up the victory. But yeah, man, I it but this was better than what we got, and I can work with this. I can work with this.
Well, it's funny what you said about the matchups because of Velez, man. He actually said AEW just needs to step it up on the matchups. Page versus Bryan and Punk versus MJF is a great start, but they need to fill the card with matchups like those. Say what you want about Cody, but he had 2 fire matches with Aleister Black, which is true.
Oh yeah,
But that's
yeah,
one
he
thing that
did.
we but that's one thing we've always said though. We've always said, Tony Khan, he's going to give you some really, really fire ass matches, right? Some matches you're like, okay, I didn't know I wanted to see that until I see it, and then he's going to probably give you a match or two. It's going to be like, oh, why is this not on Dark? But I mean, once again, that's Tony Khan, even in the playing field, because there's been some matches where like, dude, I don't care about this damn match, and then you watch it, you're like, oh shit, okay, yo, I'm a fan
because
of this person.
because you still have to realize AEW still trying to push their young talent. They're still trying to
Absolutely,
push all these young guys that they have and they signed and that's been on Dark Revelation and been coming on. Like they're still trying to push their guys. Like, yeah, the guys with a name are gonna get some time. They're gonna get to wrestle. They're gonna get on TV. They're gonna get their shine. But we need the likes of a CM Punk wanting to fight a Darby Allin and an
right.
MJ. We need a Brian Danielson to fight a Kenny Omega, and then to fight a Eddie Kingston, and then a fight. We need those. We need an Adam Cole to fight a Jungle Boy. So we need people with a name to when it's like, well, people who know that name, they're like, well, he's fighting this guy. Well, this will be nothing. And then when you end up watching it, like, well, damn, who is this dude again? Like, damn,
Right,
okay,
right.
damn, he's actually pretty good. And that's the stage that they're in right now with the signing of all of these guys. Like if Velasquez is right, he's right. I'm sorry, my man. What was his name? The guy who just had the question. I just forgot his name.
Oh, Velez.
Velez. I'm sorry, Velez. Velez was right. They do need to do that, but that's what they're in the process of doing now. We
Right.
said before Adam Cole and Brian Danielson and Christian Cage and all of them started showing up that they need some guys with those type of names to come in and help develop what AEW has been doing for the last 2 years. Now they're here. They're in the process of this is the process. We're in the middle of it. And
Yeah.
I feel like given we got to give this a year. None of these guys have been in this company for more than a half a year yet. They they they
Right.
they really all have just gotten here. So it's going to patience. We need patience. The one thing WWE don't seem to have very much of. You gotta have patience with it. You gotta give them a year. Give them a year from this full take from this full year. Give them a year and then let's see what happens. Let's see who comes out of this development. Let's see what happens with a Sammy Guevara, Adam Heyman Page, the MJS, the Darby Allins, and others, and a few, and the Ricky Starks, and a few other guys. Let's see what happens with Proud and Powerful. Let's see what happens with FTR. Let's see what happens with the Lucha Bros. Let's see what happened with some of these other guys. And we're going to still get people that you're going to still get matchups. And trust me, we're going to get the matchups we want to see, but it's still that process of putting out the guys that you know, but also maintaining, showcasing those newer guys. So don't worry, it's a process. It'll come real soon. It'll come real soon. I promise you that.
Hey man, in the words of my boy man Joel Embiid in Philadelphia, man, trust the process, and that'd be the only time I quote them. But yeah, hey, shout out to AI, man. You know, one of the greatest legends to never get a ring, man. We love you. But yeah, dude, nah, hey, hell of a show, solid AEW Rampage, and like we said, man, you know, hey, you know, we give each company its flowers. You know, WWE when they do good, they get their flowers. When they do bad, they get shit on. NXT do good, get your flowers, do bad, get shit on. AEW, same thing. When it works, it works. If it don't, shit on. But
Right.
no, today was good. But you know, we're looking forward to next week. Um, oh, Jesus, Lord have mercy. We got Survivor Series coming up on Sunday. So, you know, I mean, we at least see y'all for the review. As Too Cold stated earlier, we may or may not do a pre-show, but I mean, hell, we will at least be here for a review. So y'all will at least see us at maybe at worst 10 o'clock at night for the first time that day. But we'll see, man. We'll see. We'll see. But other than that, man,
Yeah.
before we
I don't know.
yeah, but like I said, man, other than that, before we get off the air, man, because unfortunately, you know, I got to go back to the ship tomorrow. But is there anything else, man, you would like to say to the people before we get off?
Nah, man. We got everything out the way. SmackDown predictions, Rampage. We'll see y'all Sunday, and then yeah, yeah, we're gonna have to discuss some program changes coming up because I don't know if I can do NXT anymore, dude. I really don't know if I can do NXT anymore. But we're gonna have to talk about that. Until we do, until then, we'll see y'all Sunday.
Yeah, and speaking of program changes, that man was guilty, and I'm gonna stand on that. Peace.